Hey everybody and welcome to Innocentius has a little bit of an announcement. I haven't really been continuing most of the series on the channel that you expect normally from me, but I have some good news for you who are waiting for some more Hearts of Iron content. I will be participating in a multiplayer streamers game, and that will actually start really soon. We will start on the 13th of July, which is tomorrow. So it's gonna be quite a large game actually. We're going to play with 10 players. I think at the moment we are 10 players. And I think that is the maximum as well. There are not gonna be more people coming in anymore. But yeah, we're gonna be streaming it live on Twitch from every person that is participating will also be streaming as far as I know. And yeah, we're gonna have a good game. So this is pretty much, I'm gonna give a small introduction to who will be playing what and what the goals are for the game. So we have 10 players and we're gonna divide it of course into 3 factions: the Axis, the Comintern and the Allies. And we will have in every faction an extra player who is a so-called co-op player, and that is included in the 10 people. So there will 3 out of the 10 people will be co-op players, and they will be just there to help us manage the countries. At the beginning of a session, which should take about 3 hours, we will start with the co-op player in any of the countries that are playing, and we will not be able to switch during the session itself, but after a session we will be able to, in the next session, switch the co-op player to a different country if you so desire. So starting with the Comintern, we will have Bridger as the USSR, the Soviet Union. Bridger is a guy that became quite popular in the Hearts of Iron community by doing some preview tip videos of the game, and you might have seen his videos, and if you have not, you should probably check it out. Fair warning, I don't know all of these people and they're probably famous in their own right, but I just don't know all of them. Bridger is also one of the guys that did most of the organizing for this, so thank you, Bridger. Then we have Demicham in the People's Republic of China. So we will have a Communist China player, and that's pretty much because there is not a real strong Soviet Union country, like Comintern country that's in the Comintern. You have Mongolia, but People's Republic China is a really interesting position, and it's gonna be really interesting how the war in China will go around now that he is actually in the Comintern. And then we have Eastwood, and he will be the co-op player for the Comintern, so we don't know which country it will be. I expect it to be the Soviet Union, but that's up for them to decide. And then we go to the Axis, and as Germany you will have me. If you watch my Twitch stream, you will be able to view the German Reich, and we will try to win this game, of course. And if you have seen my Germany game already, things are going to be a lot different in this multiplayer game, because multiplayer by itself is completely different. You're playing against another human player who makes the same decisions as you can, or probably will make a lot better decisions, since, well, I think I'm okay at the game, but definitely not like amazing. And I haven't played multiplayer before. We did a little bit of a test session, but that doesn't really count. And some of these players actually did quite a lot of multiplayer. That is pretty much what they play mostly, so I will have a little bit less understanding what will be good, but I think we'll be fine. I have a plan, guys. I can't tell you yet what it is, but I'll have a plan. If you want to see what a plan is, you should watch the stream on my side. But of course I can't do it without some really good allies. So we have Emnol in Italy, who is going to support us from there, and we will have Khan in Japan. So we will have the good old German Reich Italy and Japan combo in the Axis, And Ferocian will be our co-op Axis player. We haven't really completely decided where he will play yet, but I think it will either be Germany or Japan. And then it's time to go to the Allies. In the UK we will have Duskopis, and the UK will of course be a large contestant for us, probably relatively early on. So that guy is going to be really important. Let's hope we can fend off the British Navy. And in the USA we will have Hef. So that's pretty much it for the Allies, and we will also have of course a co-op player for the Allies, and it's gonna be Frank K. And I have no idea where he will be. I assume for maybe the first session is gonna be the UK, because the United States of course comes in a little bit later. But yeah, we don't know. But to make this a little bit more interesting, we have some rules. We're not gonna play until the end, unless nobody gets the victory condition, but we have some victory conditions. So let's go over them first. The victory conditions are the following: like, you need to hold the victory conditions for 1 complete month, and then you have completed your victory condition and have won the game. If it's just 28 days or something like that, tough luck, buddy. Next month, better luck. So for the Allies, it's gonna be hold London and Honolulu. And Honolulu is maybe a little bit an oddball, but we chose that so that the Pacific Theater is actually going to be interesting, and so that the United States couldn't just pour every resource that it had into the European war. So they need to both hold Honolulu and London, and also holding both Tokyo and Berlin. So they needed to kind of beat both Germany and Japan. It's hard, I think, but doable. The United States itself is strong enough to take on Japan. I have the utmost confidence in our Japan player, and I think that's gonna be a really nice battle. As for the Axis, that's us, we need to hold any two of Berlin, Rome, or Tokyo, so we can let one capital kind of fall and still be able to win the game. And then we have to either take London or Moscow and hold it for a month. So it's a little bit more straightforward. I'm not sure what we will be going for. It probably depends a lot on how the game will be going. Both of them are really hard victory conditions for us to take, so it will not be easy. But we'll see, maybe we get lucky and we will be able to sink the British Navy, and then London becomes of course more viable. But we'll see. And for the Comintern, they need to both hold Moscow and Nanjing. So Nanjing is, I think, about here in normal China. And either London or Berlin. So the Soviet Union and the Axis could go all like kind of friendly and stuff like that, make People's Republic China go after China relatively fast, and just go for taking London. I don't know. We haven't got any offers yet, Comintern. Maybe you kind of want to come to us and give us a nice deal? I don't know. Probably is not going to happen. I think there will be too much conflict between, and mistrust mostly as well, between us to actually do that. We also have a elimination victory goal, and that's pretty much specifically for the Allies. The Allies can be eliminated, and the reason we did that is, well, it's kind of difficult taking the Allies on if there are players in those places, and it wouldn't be fair if we just take Honolulu, hold it for a month, and we then win. So then we decided what would be a good mechanic to actually deal with that. So what we're now doing is, when a faction is eliminated, we will rehost with the players from eliminated faction being gone, and the AI will take over for them. And as you all know, the AI is a lot worse than players in most occasions. So how are the Allies eliminated? It's taking Honolulu, and we need to keep it for 3 months. If this occurs, London will no longer be a victory condition for either the Axis or the Comintern. And that can be really, really important. If you see that the Comintern or the Axis is on the brink of taking London, then you might be inclined to take Honolulu and in that way cancel the London victory possibility. So there's some meta gaming going on over there already. And of course, if no faction has won by January 1st, 1946, the Axis will win if they still have control of all home territory in at least 2 of their countries. And that is all home territory. And the home territory for Japan will only count the home island. And that will be the 4 main islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku and Kyushu. Outlying islands do not count because that will be pretty much too much to go on. And yeah, that will be the winning for the Axis. If only the Allies only recently acquired home territory from one of the Axis, to cancel this condition they must hold it until February 1st, 1946. So you can't do a last minute invasion or something like that. Otherwise the Allies and the Comintern will have a shared victory. But that is kind of up to debate. I mean, we could go on for a little bit longer, but we will play it by ear once we get to that area, and that's gonna be quite a while away from when we start the game. We'll be playing on speed 3 without pause, so hopefully we'll be able to keep that up even when wars are raging around us. We've done some test game with the speed, and it seems like the internet and the computers and everything like that, we're good on that side. It's just like if it gets too hectic for a player like the Soviet Union who gets attacked on multiple fronts, even with a co-op player, then we might be dropping to speed 2, but the plan is to keep playing on speed 3. So you have a kind of a benchmark how fast things will be going. Now we have some house rules to make the game a little bit more fair. So kind of like don't exploit and stuff like that. First of all, we're gonna be playing with historical AI focuses, which seems really obvious in my opinion. I think it makes the best play of the game. I don't really play without it. I just like it. It does give a little bit of an idea that you kind of know which kind of focuses AI will go for, but I don't think that matters much. There will be no player countries may convert away from the faction's ideology by controller or outside forces. That means I can't go with my with 3 of us, Germany, Italy and Japan, try to convert the United States to fascist. It's just not fair. We are with 3 players and we will be able to outspend people and political power in that way. It just isn't fair if you want to do it like that, and it kind of can break the game. Also, as the Soviet Union, you could go fascist and that way kind of escape the purge line. It's not really fair, so don't do that. Also, communist nations may not justify a war goal without a claim until world tension hits 100%. That's a big bonus for the Axis to keep the Comintern away from them until at least world tension hits 100%. This literally means that the Comintern will not be able to justify war goals willy-nilly on states like Turkey, for example, or Iran or Afghanistan, just to gobble up more land. Really, I think we do this to provide a little bit of more historical accuracy to the game. And UK players, the only player in the game who can provide Lend-Lease to the British Raj, and only 15% of current production, so no one-time sending or something like that. And the reason why is because the British Raj has a humongous amount of manpower available to them, and if the US war machine is geared up and ready, and they send all their stuff over to the British Raj, they will be able to put out so many battalions, which is so not historically accurate, because the British were kind of afraid of arming the British Raj in the case that they might actually go and say, well, we got guns now, a lot more than you have, we're gonna be on our own. So yeah, that's kind of what they want to do with this rule. and no exploiting of bugs to get around the spirit of the game. So no cooping the Maginot Line to make France abandon it. You may not reset your conscription log to a low conscription because there is a bug with that going on. No air wings smaller than 50 because otherwise we will all have to make air wings the size of 1 because that is the most optimal in the game. And yeah, and you can't delete almost encircled divisions because if you do, you get a lot of equipment back. While if they are encircled and lost, then well, they're literally gone. So yeah, that's pretty much the game rules, and that's how we're gonna play. I think it's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun, and if you can't make it, there will be the stream posted on YouTube later. I hope the day after already, not sure. I'll have to, of course, see what the other people are also talking about. But yeah, this is gonna be great, and I think as the Axis we might be the underdog in a game like this, because usually it will become like Allies and Comintern against the Axis, and then it's just a rush towards London. That means 4 players against 3. But if we can sow some divide between them, we might stand a chance. But in any case, it's going to be really interesting. Down below in the video description, I will have a link to all the people who will be playing, at least as so far as I have their Twitch or YouTube links. And please come out and join us in the good fun. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.